back. This is City's Leo. Today we are on an open discussion with my brothers right here. Welcome back, guys.
Yeah, welcome, City's Leo again.
Yeah, thank you so much for the invite. I appreciate being this platform.
Thank you. On our open discussion today, we're going to ask a great topic from the man in the middle here. This man read a lot of books. I used to go to visit him where he was working, where he was having a very big lab full of books. I call him Mr. Hard Copy because he reads, he reads the hard copies.
You have already set the ball rolling there. Let's discuss really. What I'll start from my personal experience with reading.
Yeah.
You read for different reasons.
Yeah.
But first, it starts from a hobby. You read like you just want to read it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you read because you want to achieve something,
Yeah.
it becomes formal at a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
But on my view, I started like it's a hobby. I just read anything which was coming to my way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see you like reading. Can you enlighten people who are listening here about reading, or how did you make it a hobby? How did it all started anyway?
I was introduced to reading in my early teens. In our time, there were what we were calling comic books. That's where I started from. So I was reading comic books. From comic books, I graduated into they were what we were calling James Hadley Chase novels. There was a series of novels. They were like detective stories. So they were like relatively small novels. So they were very popular at that time, mostly in high school. So I read dozens and dozens of them, of those books. They were mostly detective books. So I graduated to bigger writers like Robert Radram, Sidney Sheldon, those Jeffrey Archer, Wilbur Smith. I graduated.
What was your motive behind this?
The stories which they were telling. The stories which they were telling. You remember that was the time where it moved together with movies like Bruce Lee, Arnold Schwarzenegger. So it was driven by, in that era, we were driven by those things, because there weren't a lot of TV and movies.
You have friends in high school? Do you have them?
Yes, I had.
Do them also like reading books?
Accessible books that time, it was not as easy as it is today. So it was like this. You can have 2 or 3 books.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are reading this book, you could hear that somebody somewhere has got another James Hadley Chase novel.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to that person, you give him yours, you give him his. That's how it was working.
Mm-hmm.
So you after some time, you knew each other.
What have you tend to gain by reading books? Exchanging books. Did you read the whole book, or you were just?
For you to read as many novels, you had to be fast and had to read from page 1 to the last page.
But you understand it when you're reading fast.
You understand the story.
You understand the story.
Yes, you understand the story. That's the basic. You don't understand word by word, but you understand the story.
There are some people who read for the sake of argument. Were you part of that, or you were just reading to understand the story, or for your own interest, something like that?
It was more adventurous. You pick a character,
Yeah.
For example, in Robert Random novels, there was Jason Bourne. So you find Jason Bourne in a couple of Robert Random novels. So you follow the character, what he was doing, whatever. See? So you basically want to understand the story. So
I heard that the girls like those people who read novels too much. To your situation, what can you say about that one?
you mean girls
Like
like
people
girls?
who, yeah, girls at school, like people who read, who have
No,
got a good
no,
English grammar, things like that.
no. You know, um, reading. People who read up to now, they are like people look at them like they are grumpy. You know, you need that concentration. Most of the times you need to focus on what you're reading. So people who likes reading a lot are not people who are outgoing. Women likes outgoing women. In our time, women liked bullies in school. We are more
boys.
big boys. Yeah, you know, people who are doing a lot of reading, they were more reserved guys. So women that time, I'm not sure these days, but that time, they liked, the more noisy, the more noisy guys, the guys who had good, funny hairstyle, boys who were beating up everybody. Those boys, those guys were more marked up. You are taking me away from the subject. It's reading. That's how I was introduced to reading. So after that, when I was growing up, I found that reading fiction was not interesting to me now. Now I started reading self-help books.
Self
Self-help books,
books, yeah. Books
motivational
like what?
motivational books.
Yeah.
Now I started reading for information, for knowledge,
Knowledge, yeah,
for knowledge now. So I read about everything. I read about psychology. I read about relationships. I read about investments. I read about almost everything.
I hate like if you've got too much information, especially in life, people won't understand you in reality. When you try to socialize with people they do not get up with people like that. Well, how sure is this information?
One thing you should understand is you don't read to make your brain a storage of information. Eh? You read because you want to know something. When you start reading, your mind starts to crave for knowledge. So basically, you read for knowledge.
Yeah.
So reading can help you to construct a meaningful debate.
It's like do you see those people who go to gym?
That's it.
Those people when they go to gym, 1 day, 2 or 7 days going to gym, they start to develop some muscles
Yes.
and they becoming like bold,
Yeah.
you see, so strong. So when you read, even your brains do the same. They start to
Absolutely.
protein the molecules like
You don't know. Like I told you that you start reading for fun. When you are reading, you don't know what you are doing at that time. Or you cannot, there's no assessment. It's not like school. School, you said, if you read a book, they give you an exam or a question. Then you answer according to what they taught you or what they want from the question. Now you limit your knowledge there. But when you are reading, you just find something and now you when you are used to reading, you find a book, you see the title of the book, you see the writer, then you go behind the book, you see what is written there, then you see the preface or something of the book. That only seeing those things, because you have read a lot, you can know that no, I will read this book.
How do you how are you going to judge? Why did you judge based on those characteristics that you have just said? When I heard there is a saying that say don't judge the book by its cover. Now you've already judged the cover, the first page and the last page.
It's not about judging.
What is it all
It
about?
is,
Because you can determine
you see the contents. You see the contents. Mind you, when you start reading, you know writers.
You know the writers.
Yes. Yeah. Because when you just touch a book, when you check who wrote the book, then you see that is Robert Kiyosaki.
Yes.
You know, you already know what is
inside.
What is inside. You already know.
Most videos of
yes. When you just similarly, when you take a book written by Donald Trump.
Yeah. You know
what is inside. Yeah,
but it's some time ahead, Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki they come together to write a book. What do you think? What do you think the book might be holding? Because according to me, or according to my own understanding, Kiyosaki is more into finance than Trump. Trump is more into constructing.
They have got the same way of writing. And they are
both business people.
Yes, they both write about investments. See, and their system of writing is the same. They are very uncompromising. Yeah, they are not too political.
Yeah. How can you say he's not too political when he was the president of USA?
No,
in terms of writing.
In terms of writing, and I've used the word political like political. He attacks a subject as it is.
Yeah.